ideas because of time pressure. So then, being siloed off, we had no idea what was going on the collaboration side over there. So we need.
It's so far over here to walk. It's so far. How much time? Would you like to time me? Like what? Timing.
Then you lose concentration.
Timing.
8 seconds.
That was a lot of time.
And,
Okay.
just for the record, actually, Jen did try to come over and sneak some of our ideas. I did see her.
Okay, she's one of
So it wasn't that far. It's not that far.
And what did you do? Did you chase her away?
Yeah, we chased her
Well,
away. We're
at
like,
first we started to, but then we realized that like nobody was seemed to be picking up on what we were doing, even though it was getting fairly obvious.
Yeah, it was really obvious.
Did you try to hide stuff?
I mean, God, what? There's you.
how do you not?
Now, okay, I want to ask a question. How many of you, and you have to be honest here, decided that you were framing this, that you were competing against the other side of the room? These guys, you did that. Okay, so this is an interesting point. I said it's completely two different games. But these guys had a way of framing it so that they were coming out on top of this side of the room. Do you feel like you did?
Yeah.
Okay. Do you feel like they did?
No.
Okay, interesting, yeah.
I thought one interesting thing was that even though we were all working together, but we had 4 teams, so we kind of innovated within our teams. Like you can see that they didn't do the double-decker floor on top. You know, we did this thing. Like we all kind of had the same ideas, but we.
But the house building
executed them.
teams were not the same as our assigned
No.
teams.
Well, they were a mix.
Oh, interesting.
But there was
It mixed
a very
naturally, yeah.
interesting thing that happened too, is that there was a certain amount of risk each group was willing to take. Because I kept saying, let's just stack them. Like that's a house. Let's just let's put them in order and stack them. And people were like, yeah, but that's so risky, you know. And it was interesting because we're
What
like,
was the risk there?
The risk of you changing the rules is what. So we thought at one point that I was very concerned that you were going to say
A house
it has to be more like a traditional house of cards, and so.
Okay.
Or that faces can't touch.
Okay.
We were fearing the natural disaster of like 2 minutes left and you saying, actually points don't matter at all. Like actually, yeah.
It's all about height, you know.
Yeah,
We had time to think about that.
Right. What I was trying to do is only change the rules that were in the ecosystem around you as opposed to the rules of the game. Okay, yes.
Yeah, they were saying the building teams weren't necessarily the teams that we started out with. I think that's part of the stopping people from rogue teaming, was that everyone had sort of their assets invested in other people, including team members. Like we had a couple of people from other teams building on our side, and kind of moved out that way.
I just wanted to piggyback off that and also touch upon this idea of whether or not we felt that our creativity was stifled because we were all doing the same idea. And one thing I noticed is even though we came up with similar ideas, these ideas are the same because we shared information. You know, one team would discover something very new, and then one of the members would come over and just join another team and explain it to them, and that's how like these ideas
There's a
came
lot
across.
of fluidity. It's interesting, there's a book, very well-known book called, Annalisa Simon's books on